Good evening. It began with a police inspector being sacked from his job, but has now ended in the murders of a wife and daughter and the suicide of a father and husband.
Toby Day, who worked for Leicestershire Police, was dismissed from his job at the force last week. Days on, and his wife, who was a teacher, and their 6-year-old daughter were found dead at their home at Melton Mowbray. The body of Toby Day was also found there. He'd killed himself after attacking them and injuring his other 2 children.
Well, live to our reporter Rajiv Popat outside the family home in Melton Mowbray. Rajiv.
Good evening. This quiet residential road in Melton Mowbray is now the focus of a murder investigation, an inquiry involving former police inspector Toby Day. We know that he was dismissed by Leicestershire Police just over a week ago involving a misconduct hearing. That much is clear, but we do not know the circumstances which led to the deaths of 3 people. A close friend of Mr. Day has told me that he was a depressed man who was uncertain about his future. Melton Mowbray is a town in shock, a community devastated by the deaths of a man, a woman and a 6-year-old girl. The man has been identified as Toby Day, a former police inspector who was dismissed by Leicestershire Police last Thursday. It's believed he killed his wife Samantha and the youngest of their 3 children, Genevieve, before taking his own life. Nigel Keep had known the family for 10 years. They used to visit his coffee shop every Saturday, and he became good friends with the couple.
Well, it's not just affected me, it's affected my family, because my family knew their family, and consequently everybody in the coffee shop knows each other. It's affected us dreadfully. I cannot believe that is not the Toby we knew, or the family we knew, obviously.
Was he depressed?
I personally think he was depressed on Saturday when he spoke to me. I wasn't seeing the same Toby as I've seen over the last 10 years, and certainly over the last few weeks. But I knew he'd lost his job, because he told me he'd lost his job. But he wasn't sure of the future and whether he'd find another job, having been in the police force and being an inspector. Nobody knows what happened last night or yesterday afternoon, and something triggered it very drastically.
It's still unclear exactly what happened. Armed police were called to the house yesterday afternoon after reports that a 15-year-old, who's believed to be Mr. Day's daughter Kimberly, was injured. She ran to a nearby school to raise the alarm and is now in hospital with her brother Adam. Residents were said to have heard screams coming from the house.
I know the children through the local school, so obviously that makes it doubly difficult in that I actually knew them personally. But the whole community would be affected by this. In a place like Melton, it'll be felt right across the town.
She was just a lovely lady to work for, always smiling, just really nice. She just seemed a really nice lady. Did everything for the children. I just can't believe it. It's just such a shock.
I nipped out in the car last night, and of course I saw all the police calling the roads off, and it was quite moving last night, wasn't it? You know, not a very good night's sleep by anyone.
10 years ago, when a boy from Leicestershire was abducted and taken to Turkey, it was Toby Day who was instrumental in bringing him back.
Our main priority at the moment is to locate Shian safe and well, and that's above all. That said, he has been abducted, possibly out of this country, which constitutes a criminal offence, which we are investigating the outcome of that.
Central Tonight followed the story as the boy's mother, Belinda, with Toby Day's help, fought to bring him home.
This will come together, don't worry.
Well, I'm not going back without him, so...
Wait till tomorrow.
A post-mortem examination is expected to clarify whether the victims were stabbed. Police are not looking for anyone else in connection with the case, but they are treating this as a murder investigation.
And Rajiv, what are Leicestershire Police themselves saying about the sacking and the murder inquiry itself?
Well, the force say that he was dismissed for misuse of police systems and matters concerning honesty and integrity. Now, we know that Leicestershire Police had actually spoken to Mr. Day yesterday to inform him that there may be some press interest in his case, and this has now been referred to the Independent Police Complaints Commission. The IPCC say they now need to assess whether they need to be involved in any investigation.
Rajiv, thank you.
Live now to our reporter Amy Welch, who's outside the Queen's Medical Centre, where 2 more children from the Day family are being treated for their injuries. Amy, what's the latest there?
Well, Kimberly Day, who's 15, and her brother Adam Day, who's 13, were brought to the Queen's Medical Centre here in Nottingham yesterday and are said to be in a serious but stable conditions. It's thought Kimberly had already received her injuries when she fled the family home to raise the alarm at a local primary school. She's a member of the Trevon Dance School and was meant to be appearing in a local pantomime at Melton Theatre last night. Her brother Adam was in the family home when police broke in, and he too was taken to hospital. He's a keen drummer and is a member of and is a pupil at Catmose College in Oakham. Today, their head teacher, Steve Williams, told me that the whole college is in complete shock and wishing them both a speedy recovery. Police are keeping the details of their injuries confidential at this stage, but believe they too may have been stabbed.
Amy, thank you.
Well, on to other